You know, being the black sheep of the family is a very difficult experience, especially if you are autistic. Then not only are you ostracized and blamed, but a lot of your autistic traits and symptoms are exploited and taken advantage of, and people just treat you less than because you are neurodivergent and you just process the world differently and communicate differently. And what's difficult is that being autistic and also being the black sheep, people just feel as if people meeting family, they feel like they can just talk to you any old kind of way, treat you any old kind of way, and always feel entitled to throw shade at you or say things to you to put you down, to belittle you, to just disrespect you, to basically show their arrogance towards you. And it's difficult because while you put up with all of this bullshit and people just sit back and watch other people talk to you crazy. And then it's like the minute you match energy and you say something just as rude to somebody else that just said some rude ass shit to you, they just said some rude ass shit to you, excuse me, then everybody's looking at you like you're wrong. But it's like that's like a person coming up and just smacking you in the face, and people constantly coming up and smacking you in the face, and everybody's just okay with it. They smacked you, right? But let's say one person come up and they give you a fucking backhanded slap. So your response is to sock their ass in the jaw with a punch. So yeah, you didn't necessarily slap them back. You didn't backhand them like they did, but your response was a little bit more intense. Your response hurt a little bit more. But it's like if they never would have backhanded you to begin with, you never would have felt compelled to sock them in the jaw. Right? Yeah. Let me go ahead and give you a quick little story time of something that happened with my sibling, my golden child sister. And I'm definitely going to say how in this experience, oh, that's upstairs. I definitely was in the wrong for what I had said, because what I said was very, very reckless. It was mean. It was blunt. It was rude. It was mean as fuck. But the thing is, there was a lot of truth to what I had said, but it was like, instead of me just telling the person the truth in a very soft way, I basically stabbed the person with the truth, and I did it very intensely. So it's like I smacked the truth in their face. But you know, I don't necessarily do this unless I'm provoked. And it sucks because like I get provoked and I bite my tongue so many times, but then the one time that I do say something, when I open my mouth and I say something to really piss somebody off or really get under somebody's skin, or like when they go low, I go all the way to hell and I drag you fucking with me, then at that point, my response is a lot more reckless. And it does hurt people's feelings. Like I really get to a point where I'm hurting this person's feelings and I know that their feelings are hurt. But it's like, what about my feelings? But also too, being such an empath, like I feel bad about it. Like I feel a lot of remorse for knowing that I just hurt somebody's feelings. Like even though they just hurt mine, even though they disrespected me and threw shade at me and was bogus and was like a fucking bully to me, when I match energy and I hurt their feelings, then I feel bad. But shit, people don't be feeling bad when they treat me like shit and talk about me. So it's like, but anyway, so this is what happened. Basically, the year was like this was 2018. And my golden child sister, she had just moved into an apartment with with like our older cousin. And her and our older cousin were roommates. And basically, this was Thanksgiving break. And we were all over like at my dad's house. And then basically we were having conversation. We were like having like a group discussion talking about like, you know, I don't know how we got on the subject of, we got on the subject of like working and like a job and stuff like that. And basically like my golden child sister was working a regular job because she had graduated college, but she was like struggling with the job. And basically they had kind of put her like on this like probation type of thing. So what happened is that she was talking about how she would be coming to work late because sometimes she would oversleep, and the reasons to why she would oversleep is because she would be so tired from editing videos all night long when she came home from work. Like, this was a 9 to 5 job she worked, and then she would come home and then edit and make videos for her YouTube channel and then post the videos, and she would spend so much time editing because she would make like vlogs and stuff and just would put the vlogs together, all of that. Now, she had started this YouTube channel and had it for, a couple of years, but she didn't have like a definitive niche. Like, it wasn't like you knew what you were getting with her videos and her content. It was very, very melting pot all over the place without a singular focus. So the algorithm was all over the place. Like, she wasn't monetized, and her videos were not doing like a lot of traction. They were not gaining a lot of attraction. It was not like, her views were very low. Like, you're less than 100 or in the hundreds, hadn't even, I don't even think she had hit like 1,000 subscribers at that point yet. But what happened is, we're having the conversation, and that's just the background information she needed to know. We're having the conversation, and she's basically making excuses for herself, like, well, yeah, I don't like this job. I don't care about this job. Like, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to like make my money with my YouTube, and I want to make money that way. That's why I'm investing more of my time into that. But I'd be so tired after work, but I edit. I make my videos at night because I have to. And I had threw it a suggestion. Like, I said, like, well, how come you don't just do that on weekends when you're off and you have more time, instead of like doing that at night when you're tired? And she's like, and she goes, well, I do that on weekends already. Like, I have stuff to do on weekends. So I don't have time to do it on weekends. But when I do have time on weekends, I will definitely do that. But I need to do it on weekdays. Like, if I want to be famous, I want to be a YouTuber, then I need to do stuff every day. And I was like, well, you don't necessarily have to post like every single day. Like, you got to like get you some sleep some type of way. And then she goes, Terry, if I want to be a famous YouTuber, I'm going to have to give up on sleep. I need to post videos every single day, or else I'm not going to get famous. I'm not going to be able to be monetized. So if you have a YouTube channel, you would understand that. Saying some shady shit like, well, I have a YouTube and you don't, and this is exactly why you're in this place. Like, it basically was just giving very arrogant. And let's start there. Let's recall the fact that like, she wasn't even monetized yet. You're not even like this big top you're not this big top YouTuber, stuff like that. So it's like, why are you, deluding yourself and parading around like you're much more advanced in the YouTube world than you actually are? And then it was the arrogance first for me. And then it was just shutting down any type of like suggestion that I gave to her. Like, this wasn't even necessarily to throw shade. It was just like out of concern. Like, a sister gonna tell you what you need to hear. It's like, geez, sometimes you need to like put your priorities in line. Like, if you have a regular job, you got to make sure that you have enough rest. You can go ahead and do that 9 to 5 job. At some point, you're gonna have to call it a night and say, nah, like, I gotta give me some sleep. But if you staying up all night long editing videos and you don't get yourself no sleep, and you late to work and you falling asleep at work, that is on you. It's basically like holding her accountable. I'm not going to sit up here and make excuses for her. It seemed like, and everybody was sitting there trying to hold her accountable, but she wasn't trying to listen. And like with me, she was getting more snippy with me, because it was like my aunties was talking to her and she didn't want to, but she was snippy with me when I said something, because it was easier for her to get snippy with her little sister. So when she had said her snippy comment to me, about how she's like, well, if I want to be famous, then if I want to make money off of YouTube, then I have to work every single day. I can't take time off. I have to do this every day. Like, if you had a YouTube channel, you would know that, like that type of energy. So I go, you do all of that work for nobody to watch your videos? Like, basically, you putting all this extra work in and you're barely getting views. Like, make it make sense. And when I had said that, she had looked and kind of like looked away, because she was fucking embarrassed. She was humiliated because she knew that I was right. Her videos hadn't been doing numbers. And I basically just treated the fuck out of her and humbled the fuck out of her, because honestly, don't try to come for me when I can really like fucking destroy you with the truth. Like, yeah, I was wrong. I understand I was wrong. Okay, part 2. follow up. Yes, I was wrong. I was definitely wrong for what I had said because that was very mean. Like, imagine, and we had talked about this like years later after that incident had happened. Because she had told me, she was like, you know, sometimes, Terry, like, you be saying shit to people and your mouth be reckless. Like, sometimes you really be mean as fuck. Like, but the thing is, like, what you be saying is not even a lie. Like, it's a truth. But you have this way of, like, stabbing people with the truth sometimes, and it'd be like, damn, shit, that fucking hurt. Like, the truth is always gonna hurt, but then sometimes it'd be like your delivery, it just be like how you say it, it just hurts even more. So it's like, damn. We had talked about it, and she was saying, she was like, you know, like, that kind of hit home for me, that kind of triggered me a bit, because I mean, like, damn, yeah, like, I have been trying to like get my views up, and I've been trying to like get more videos out. That's why I was editing so much, that's why I was doing all of that, like, and putting my work into the videos, because I'm trying to get my views up, trying to get my videos up and stuff like that. And yeah, I wasn't really making a lot of views, and that was bothering me. And yeah, so like, I was trying to get that up, you know, and then for you to like basically say that and kind of like threw it in my face, like, that really hurt my feelings. You know, that's why I didn't say nothing after that, because my feelings was hurt. And I was like, I know your feelings was hurt, because one, I'm your sister, I know you. Two, I can read it on your face. And three, she's an Aries, I'm a Gemini, first of all. So she definitely is a type where she likes to argue. Aries, for some reason, they have no issue arguing with people. So one thing about her is she loves to fucking argue. But when it got to that point where she didn't even want to argue, that's how you know she either got stumped in the argument, she didn't got proved wrong, or she didn't heard a harsh truth and just ain't got shit else to say. Like, you know, like, or you basically just silenced her in the argument. And it takes a lot to silence her. It takes a lot for her to not want to be combative and go back and forth, you know what I'm saying? So in that moment, it was kind of like she started a battle with me, and then I finished the battle and won the battle. You know, it's like, didn't start the battle, but I won the whole war. You know what I'm saying? And it was kind of like that. But you know, we had talked about it and stuff like that. And I remember telling her, I was like, yeah, like, I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings, because that was wrong. That was mean. Like, I didn't have to throw that in your face. I remember saying that to you because I was pissed at the fact that she was throwing shade at me. And she was like, well, what did I say? I was like, well, and I had told her, I had reiterated what she said. And I was basically saying, I was like, nah, G, you got to understand that, like, the way that you were coming at me, you was coming at me sideways, when all I was trying to do was just offer a suggestion. All I was trying to do was just be supportive, and you was just being ungrateful to what I had to say. And then you was just being arrogant about everything. Like, that was the issue for me. It was your arrogance. It was your arrogance about it, because you could have like responded to me in a much different way. You could have been more gentle. You could have been more calm. You could have been more patient. But because you weren't patient, you were impatient. Because you were arrogant and not humble. Because you were aggressive, not gentle. Because you were passive aggressive, not kind. That's exactly why I lost my empathy for you. It's like, I give people the energy that they give me. And you know, eventually I'm gonna match a person's energy. But for a lot of times, like, I've told her, I was like, I felt like I've taken a lot of crap from you, a lot of bullshit from you. Like, I've let you kind of like slide on a lot of situations, on a lot of things that you have said, because I'm your sister and I love you and I'm gonna forgive you. But geez, sometimes you be reckless with me too. You be saying some wild ass fucking shit, and you always do this shit when other family is around. Whenever we are around our relatives, your ass loves to fucking show out. You love to show your ass. You love to try to prove to everybody else that you the top dog, that you are on this pedestal, that you were this golden child, that you are above, and that I'm beneath you. It's like you do shit on purpose. You treat me a certain way. You talk to me a certain way to make it seem like I'm beneath you. And that's the energy that I feel from you. You may not know that you're doing it. You may not be aware of what you're doing or why you're doing it, but that's exactly the energy that you exude. So it's like, I wouldn't be sitting here trying to play you if you weren't trying to play me first, basically. I wouldn't be sitting here trying to like throw a low blow at you if you didn't already throw a low blow at me. It's basically what I was like, basically what I was saying. So it was one of those moments where we did talk it out, we did hash it through, and I'm, you know, I remember her apologizing about that. She was like, well, I'm sorry if like, if you felt like I was coming at you in a certain way, like she was saying like I was frustrated because I felt like everybody was coming at me at once about, my job and everything. And I'm just trying to tell them that I want to be an entrepreneur and all that stuff. And I felt like the family wasn't listening. I felt like they was still trying to tell me what to do. And I'm like, I'm grown. I can figure this out on my own. And yeah. And I'm saying, and she even admitted, she was like, and you know what? And I had told her, I was like, okay, yeah, I can understand that you're frustrated because they were coming at you. However, it's wrong of you to take that frustration out on me when I wasn't the one that was giving you that energy. It was them. They were the ones giving you that energy that you were pissed at. They were the ones that you were really mad at. Why you get that energy to me when I didn't deserve that shit? That's why I threw that shit right back at you, because to show you keeping that energy. You're not going to give me that energy because you're mad at them. You're going to keep that energy, give it to return the sender, but you're not going to give me that energy. And she had even admitted, she was saying like, you know what? I do feel like there's some truth to that. Like, I do feel like I did kind of come at you a certain way. And I was a little bit snippy with you, even though I was frustrated with like our aunties and stuff. I was frustrated with them, but I did kind of come at you sideways. And that was wrong of me. That was wrong. So now I kind of understand why you said that to me, because it's like, what I'm hearing you saying is that what I said to you, I provoked you. And because you felt provoked, that's why you said what you did. Basically, you kind of felt like I poked the bear, and like I poked the bear and you prodded. You poke a bear, someone's going to prod. Basically, that's what happened. I poked the bear, you prodded. And I'm like, exactly. And it was like a learning lesson for the both of us, where it was like, I learned that, and she had, I think what she said was, she was like, listen, I understand that like I poked the bear and I can't control if you prod back. However, sometimes like it don't take all of that extra stuff that you had to do. Like, it don't take you hurting somebody's feelings just because somebody poked the bear or said something snippy. Like, basically, I felt like your response didn't match what I said to you. Like, yeah, I was snippy in how I said it and everything like that. However, like, I was snippy and I was mean, but however, you threw a low blow, and that's what was wrong. You threw my truth back in my face. And she's saying like, you don't have to always do that. That's wrong. That's not necessary, because you can really hurt somebody's feelings like that. And if you're not trying to hurt nobody's feelings, then don't say it. And I'm like, touche, I concur. And then she goes, but I also learned a lesson as well, that I can't always talk to people like that. I can't always give people attitudes. I can't always be snippy with people. Now, I understand that when I do that with my friends, they let me slide because they're my friends. And I do that with my family because y'all my family. But I got to understand that even family sometimes don't want to deal with that shit. And a family member could come back and say some rude ass shit to me and not give a fuck about it, like how you just did. You said some shady fucking shit to me and really hurt my fucking feelings. And I felt bad. And she has said, she's like, I feel like it took me feeling bad to understand that I have to watch what I say. I have to watch what I do, because someone can easily match my energy. She learned her lesson. She learned her lesson because she is the type of person where she has gotten away with being nasty to people and being mean, and people haven't really checked her like that. So she kind of got used to talking to people crazy, so that way she can dish it out, but she can't take it, because the minute somebody says something snippy back to her, it's pissing her off, and she's feeling flabbergasted. She's like, wait, hold on, pump your brakes. And it's like, baby, you give that energy so freely, you better be able to absorb that same shit that you give out. So yeah, moral of the story is, it be stuff like this that like my big heart feels bad about, because I'm just like, damn, like I love my sister. I didn't mean to like hurt her feelings. Like I hate that I had to do that. I hate the fact that I felt so provoked by her nasty ass attitude that I had to say some shit to her that I knew was going to hurt her feelings, because I was intending to hurt her feelings. I hate that I had to get like that. And that's one thing that just about being autistic. I late diagnosed autistic. I realized that like I have so much empathy that I even have empathy for my abusers. I even have empathy for people that disrespect me. I even have empathy for people that just don't sometimes be shown that they don't give two fucking fucks about me. And I wonder, it's like, damn, why do I have such a big heart where these people can abuse me, disrespect me, and just talk down on me, and then I like several times, and then I say one thing back to hurt their feelings to kind of cancel out all of those things, and then I'm feeling bad because I didn't hurt their feelings. That's why I'm like, I hate having to be that person. I hate having to pull that monster out of me, because I don't want other people to be hurt. And it's just like, if these people would just leave me the fuck alone, I wouldn't have to do this. But sometimes these people don't learn how to leave people alone. So the best thing for you to do is to just distance yourself. So yeah, this is a struggle that we learning how to get through. So thanks for listening.